everybody. I got a video for you today. We got Back 4 Blood. There's going to be a few reasons behind this. I'll get into everything, but to start off, we're just going to jump right into some levels here. We're going to do some Act 3. I picked 2 levels from Act 3 I wanted to replay, and we're just going to go through them just to kind of enjoy them. I'll talk a little bit about as I'm going through them, just some things that happen. And then on top of that, I'll talk about why I'm posting the video. I'm actually recording this after the video, so it's not going to be like a live kind of commentary, but well, like I said, we're going to just jump right into the first level of Act 3. I actually just love this kind of farmland, kind of cornfield. Kind of throws back a little bit to Left 4 Dead again. So we're going to go through the characters, kind of just checking them out, looking at all the outfits that I had, and kind of just looking at the characters. And then of course, after I looked through these guys, I sit there and said, you know what, we got to go back with Holly. She's the one I beat it on Nightmare mode with. She's got this SWAT outfit, right. So we're going with her. We're sticking with her. And then I had a card set of Act 3, so I just went with it. I honestly don't even know what was in that deck. I'm not even sure what was in that. So that's just where I was going with that. But we just start out back in the church. It was... like I said, we're doing this because Back 4 Blood is actually leaving Game Pass, and this was the game I was gonna do a bunch of videos of, and I just never did because of the way it worked out, as I kind of talked in my last video. But with it leaving Game Pass, and I don't own the game, I decided, why not just do a video? This is what I wanted to do originally. Just make videos of the levels, playthroughs, and just go through them. So that's what this is kind of going to be. It's just me going through levels and just a little bit different things. As I play through these levels, I try to pick up different weapons, just try out a whole bunch of different stuff. And I really just kind of just had fun with it. I'm playing on Recruit. I had no intentions of playing with any hard difficulties or anything. This cabin actually had a whole bunch of new stuff. A little memento, which is a new thing. Food, that is a new thing, must be added with DLCs. And then these Iron Claws, which Holly is the master of melee. I don't have my melee deck on that heals me, and just I could swing all day. That's how I actually got through Nightmare, was with a melee build where it healed me, it increased my stamina, it protected me. And that's how you actually do it, which Act 3 is really hard to do because there's a lot of bigger boss fights where melee obviously isn't an option. But yeah, that was kind of one of the things with Holly that made her really strong, is until they kind of kept patching stuff and changing things. But here I picked the Ranch Rifle, which is a DMR. It's a strong DMR. It's rapid fire. You can do really good damage against big guys. I actually used it a lot with Holly because all these little guys I would melee, but then the big bosses you can just do a high amount of DPS really quick. So, but yeah, we're just going, like I said, going through this level. It's a quick little beginning part. You go through the little creek bed before you get to the actual farm here. And again, going back to the thing is, I always wanted to make videos of this, and I enjoyed playing through this game. Like I said, I actually got all the achievements other than I think 2 or 3 of the main base game achievements. The Nightmare mode was actually way easier than I thought it was going to be, considering I built a really good melee build. But yeah, with this here, I never really got to play Act 3 a lot because I played through it once and then I played through it on Nightmare, and that was it. And so that's why I kind of picked these levels. Again, this one kind of throwback to Left 4 Dead, had a little cornfield one. And so, and there you saw you could actually start that like tractor if you had a toolkit, which actually cuts through the corn so you can actually see where you're going. And of course, I didn't have a toolkit and went straight into a bunch of crows. So I obviously had to kind of sit here and just deal with it. And as we're fighting here, I'm just kind of going back to the reason why I haven't done any videos lately. I wanted to touch on that too while I can. This kind of hold it in place until I can get some videos. But my last video was XDefiant Beta. I still plan on doing XDefiant videos. I still plan on doing them. They have just kept delaying the game. The last update, they were trying to have it come out in March. It got pushed back again. They're going to do a 12-hour super stress test some point soon. And after that, they said we'll have a release date. So hopefully, maybe a month or two. I know for a fact, like, they may not ever say. They say it's the net code, it's the stress test that once they got too many people, it broke the game. But I feel like once Call of Duty launched, there's no way you can launch that game at roughly the same time. Here I picked up a shotgun, and somehow, this is crazy, somehow I alerted the birds behind me, even though I was inside this. So again, I had to go through a whole horde here just to survive, which survives kind of, it's Recruit, it's easy. But yeah, so now it's almost a year since that first closed beta came out for XDefiant, and it's still not out. And they're at that perfect window again, where it's right when Call of Duty has lost a lot of interest. Even though they just came out with a new season, it's, again, this year at least, Call of Duty, people are playing it. People have liked the multiplayer way more this year versus the previous years. But again, they're at that time where they need to release it soon. Otherwise, they really are going to miss out, I think, on a lot of hype. And there's already talk in the community of XDefiant already have lost most of the hype. I don't believe that. I think once they start advertising and it actually comes out, I do think it will be popular, I should say. And playing this game, I actually remind me of why I'm looking forward to XDefiant as well, because these guns are very arcadey. You'll see in the next level, I get an Uzi, and there's like barely any kick. Here I'm sniping with a shotgun. I picked up a scope, and I'm just like popping shots with a shotgun, and a semi-auto. And it's just fun. Of course, there's birds in the road, and at this point, I didn't even care. It's like, you know what, I've already scared all the birds. Bring on the horde. But the arcade-style shooter, which is what Call of Duty was meant to be, and they have turned it more into a tactical type of thing with very realistic recoil and animations. The XDefiant type of build they're going for, the style of old Call of Duty where, things like the old ACR, which was just a laser beam, and guns that are still, it's just fun, and that's what I'm looking forward to XDefiant. And replaying this, which I have not played this game in 2 years. Once I beat it on Nightmare, I shelved it. I was like, nope, I'm done with it. And with it, like I said, leaving Game Pass, it felt like a way to send it off in the right way, to actually make a proper video. But yeah, playing this, like I said, it was fun. I really enjoyed just these couple levels here. As we transition to the second level, I switch off to later in Act 3. It's actually kind of it's the first level of the second half, I guess you could call it, and it's a school. And here you'll see that Uzi that I love, just you can just spray with this thing, and had a magazine in there and just give me a whole bunch of bullets, and you just can just wipe people out with this gun. But you can see it's not like overly animated, it's not over the top in terms of trying to control the recoil or control it. You just shoot and have fun.
I know.
So but getting into this level, as I said, the first level with that cornfield kind of was a throwback to one of my favorite levels in Left 4 Dead 2, and I just liked kind of the feel. Even though it's like kind of more of a shorter level, it's the very first level of Act 3, so there's not a lot going on, and just the look of it felt good. There, I dodged that guy, just right under him. The school here, again, was kind of more the tone of it that I liked. Right here is where it starts getting good. You get into a dark hallway, and you have classrooms, and you can go into all the classrooms. There's going to be bad guys in each one. You have to destroy the little pods to get through the actual school. So that's basically what you're trying to do here. You got to go find all those little spots, and so you do have to kind of go into each room and check, and you never know what you're going to find. Again, it's just an abandoned school, just the tone of it just felt cool, and I've always liked this level, even though, like I said, I didn't play Act 3 very much. This was one of the levels that always stuck out in my mind. But yeah, like I said, we're just kind of, at this point, we're just going room to room, just nothing crazy here, just, I didn't even realize that was an alarm door right there, so again, I'm not doing very good on stopping the alarms and preventing these hordes from showing up and having to deal with these big fights. But again, on Recruit, as you see, I have tons of health. I don't even lose any health. It's that much. I think on Nightmare you only get 100 health. It's pretty small. And one of the big issues with that one is mostly the preventing the permanent damage, where you actually can't heal all the way back up. You'll see later, when I get hurt, it has a little red bar, and that's temporary damage that you can recover and heal with, and then you maintain that. And with the melee build, you could overheal initially. They actually ended up patching it, which kind of sucked, because I think they patched it right as I started to do Act 3. So Act 1 and 2, I flew through without, like, ever getting hurt. Like, I never even needed to use a bandage in that, because I was overhealed. Even though I was at like base 100 damage, it would constantly heal you like a pain pills. So I was at 200 health the entire time, and anytime I got hurt, I never actually took real damage. It took off the over-the-top damage or health that I had. So it was a joke. And then they patched it where you couldn't overheal very much. I think they limited it to like 25 health. That made it a lot harder. Act 3, I think I actually failed once, but actually I failed twice, because the last level of Act 3, they split in kind of the two groups of levels, are really tough. There's one where it's a house, and it's a true horde mode, where you kind of like the diner. You just start an alarm, and it's just non-stop. Problem is, there's a giant ogre that comes, and you hide in the house half the time, but you have to deliver stuff out to this truck, and it's tough. It's just really tough. It was actually better just to do it fast. Like, the faster you go, the better. So here, this is kind of the classic style. Like, you get to a room, they give you a bunch of loot, and you have to set off something. Again, kind of like the diner, kind of like the house I was talking about. You have to sit here with this generator so the bleachers can actually come out, and so you can get out the window. So you're just sitting here defending yourself. Another reason why I like this level is because this little gym, I just felt like it was a cool little area. And here I found a Scar. It's high damage, low magazine. Didn't have a big magazine, so it kind of sucked. But I've always loved the Scar in this game too, especially if you get leveled up. But yeah, again, that house level in Act 3, which was actually one right before this level, really tough. And then the last level is you can't melee. You're out in like a swampy area, and you fight nothing but ogres. Yeah, there's a little people. Oh yeah, that's right. I get a little in-game achievement, which is a kind of nice little cool touch. But anyways, you fight giant ogres. It's one of those things where you have to destroy the hive, and every time you do it, ogre comes. So it's just one of those things where it's mostly just trying to find a way to not get hurt and just run away from the ogre. Here I found actually a light machine gun, and as you can see, since we're on easy, we destroy this guy's health like real quickly, but then things go poorly quick. I sat here, it's like, alright, I'm gonna go over here, just get on top, and then a bunch of guys are coming at me. I'll sit here and take them out. Really wished I had some type of like throwable, but I got stuck here. I'm like, oh no, this is not good. Shoot a barrel. I'm like, oh, still not. I'm like, oh gosh, look at my health. I'm like getting down 100, getting down in the 80s. I'm like, oh god, and I can't move. I'm like, God, go. Got into this little corner, which is the lifesaver. When I actually played this in real life, this is how you had to play it. You basically waited for this door to open, and you just sat in here, and you just sat here and you basically tried to survive as long as you could. You meleeed everybody who came into here, and then you'll see he reaches in, so you can kind of shoot him, but if you get too close like this, and he grabs you. So that's not what you want to do. That's not the strategy. I didn't care. Again, I'm on recruit, so I was able, it actually kind of was nice, so I could get out and just shoot him from afar. But yeah, this, like I said, this whole fight, they do this really well in this game, where you have these little moments where you can't run. You have to take a stand, and yeah, they give you enough stuff to do it, but that's what makes the game fun. The last part of this level isn't too much to it. You get to the roof, and then you just kind of make your way along the rooftop, fighting little guys here and there, and obviously some guys show up, but not too much on this roof to show you. It's just kind of the end of the level. And at the end, you know, again, somehow I set off another alarm here. I mean, that's one of the things I know I always try not to do, because that's like the worst thing to do, but yeah, somehow I kept setting off alarms in this playthrough. Yeah, like I said, you kind of just go through this ending here. This is the last little part of the rooftop, and I just was fighting the last few little guys here, and then you'll see me jump off here shortly where there's the actual school buses and last little part. I believe I just sprinted on this when I actually played through it on Nightmare. I tried to get through as fast as I could, because at this point I was hurt and I was actually struggling, and I think pretty much ran for it. Here I kind of just you know, dicked around because it was at the end. But yeah, anyways, kind of getting to the end of the video, so I'm just gonna wrap it up. Again, you should be seeing an X-Defiant video from me here soon as that stuff comes out. But I hope you enjoyed this video today, just as a swan song to this game. And again, I will catch you guys next time. Laters.